Welcome to another episode of Kajabi in 5 minutes. Today, I'm answering the question, how good is Kajabi support? And this is a question that I get from now and then, every so often. And it's a great question because when you are working with a company in this way, you want to be able to be supported. You're going to have questions. It's inevitable. You're going to need some help. And so how good is it? Well, Kajabi has many different ways that you can get in contact with them for support. The way it all kind of happens is going up to the user menu at the top where your name is in the top right, and then the menu items contact support. A pop-up comes up and you've got some options there. You can get the help center, you can go to email customer support, you can start a live chat, you can get into a webinar, and all of the things. And so the best one is the live chat. And if you are in the growth plan or the pro plan, you get chat 24/7. If you are in the basic or the Kickstarter, you've got business hours chat. And so that's something to be aware of. But having 24/7 chat can be really helpful because a lot of times it's really easy to get your answers from this live chat. When you start a conversation, the AI wizard answers. And the answers are actually usually pretty good. But if it's not answering it for you, then there's the option there. I need to be in contact with somebody or talk to a human or whatever it says. You do that. And it usually only takes a couple minutes at tops for somebody to come on. And then you can chat with that person. And it's usually a pretty good experience as far as getting your answers resolved. That's from my experience. And so there have been times for sure when I haven't got, somebody who's able to answer my questions. And, that's inevitable. But all in all, or by and large, it's usually pretty easy to get your answers answered through the live chat feature. And another thing that I like about the live chat feature, pardon me, is when the AI guy answers, there is usually a link to the help article that information is coming from. And this is a great way to get into the help articles. So even if you're thinking, okay, I want to go into that top option there, the help center, I recommend starting a chat unless you know exactly where you're going in the help center, because the AI is going to give you a link to an article that it's referencing. And that's a really good way to find stuff in the help center, because if you just go to the help center and you search, unless you're just really good at searching, you're going to have a hard time finding the article that you want. I've found that the search in there is just not good. Unless you know exactly the article or you know what it's called, it's hard to find. And I don't know why, but the search algorithm in there just isn't good. So using the AI thing from the live chat to get into the help center is a great way to find the articles that you're looking at. And once you've got an article that you're looking at, even if it's not the right one, there's a list of related articles, which is really helpful. And a lot of times these articles are pretty good. I've read I've looked at a lot of them, and I've been like, okay, well, how come you didn't answer this question? You were pretty detailed, thorough about all these other things, but you didn't answer this. And so sometimes that happens, but a lot of times they're good, and a lot of them have videos to help kind of walk through the process. And so those help articles can be good, but it is kind of hard to find them. So that is a drawback there. Emailing support is also great if you've just got a question that isn't really a conversation that you need to have, but it's just like, hey, a basic question, you can send it off and get an answer back usually that day or the next day. And so all in all, I'd say Kajabi support is pretty good. I've had more good experiences with it than bad ones. And so that is my take on that stuff. Now, if you're looking for more like thorough training and not just like getting questions answered or problems fixed, you can go into the Kajabi University and take a bunch of courses about like how to do stuff. And there's lots of content there. And if you're looking for support in your business, like as a creator or an entrepreneur, not as like, how do I do this in Kajabi? Then you go into the webinars, and Kajabi has a lot of resources there. They just put a lot of effort into giving you resources and connections with players in the community and the industry to just help you grow your business, learning how to just be a better creator or entrepreneur or business person, and that kind of support as well. Kajabi does a lot. So that is the nutshell of Kajabi support. And tune in next week for another great tidbit of Kajabi.